The first time it rained on Aloria Prime, I thought the sky was breaking apart. The clouds didn't roll in like Earth storms. They formed in spirals, luminous and silver, gathering high above the floating terraces of the alien capital. Lightning flickered soundlessly between layers of atmosphere, illuminating towers that curved like living crystal. And then the rain began. Not droplets.
Threads.
Thin, glowing strands of liquid light that descended in shimmering curtains. I was the only human standing in the middle of it, and she was watching me. Her name was Liaison, and I had no idea that one careless sentence would change everything between us. I, the human among strangers. I was stationed on Aloria Prime as part of the Interstellar Cultural Exchange Initiative, a diplomatic way of saying, observe, learn, don't interfere. The Elorians were taller than humans, their skin carrying a faint opalescent sheen, as though light passed through them instead of reflecting off them. Their eyes were larger, layered with translucent membranes that shifted color with emotion. Liaison had been assigned as my liaison. She was patient, curious, and far more observant than she pretended to be. You are uncomfortable, she said on my first day, noticing the way I kept adjusting the atmospheric regulator at my collar. It's just different, I admitted. Different does not mean dangerous. That depends on the planet. She tilted her head, a gesture I'd learned meant amusement. From that day on, she guided me through their cities, their archives, their customs. She explained their neural architecture buildings that subtly responded to mood, their bioluminal gardens that grew according to harmonic frequencies, their society built around emotional transparency. That last part fascinated me. Elorians couldn't fully conceal strong emotions. Their skin emitted faint chromatic pulses when they experienced heightened feelings. Embarrassment, excitement, attraction. They glowed, and they hated it. It is inefficient, Liaison once told me. Humans can conceal emotional fluctuation. We've had practice, I said. She studied me carefully at that. 2. The storm. The storm arrived without warning during our 4th week. We were standing on one of the upper terraces overlooking the capital's floating rings. The sky darkened from silver to deep violet as the spiral clouds formed overhead. Is that normal? I asked. Yes, Liaison replied. Seasonal energy release. That doesn't sound like rain. It is rain. The first luminous threads fell around us. They didn't soak like water. They brushed against skin, dissolving into warmth. I laughed, instinctively lifting my hand to catch the falling strands. Liaison watched me instead of the sky. You react as if it is extraordinary, she said. It is. On Earth, rain is gray, cold, messy. This rain is inadequate. No, I said, turning slowly beneath the glowing downpour. It's beautiful. She seemed surprised by that. The storm intensified, casting silver reflections across her skin. The rain caught in her long, dark hair, if you could call it hair. It flowed like fine filaments of light, shifting with subtle energy currents. She stepped slightly closer, studying my expression. You are smiling. I've never seen anything like this. The lightning flashed above us, illuminating her features. And that's when I said it. Without thinking, without filtering, the rain suits you. The words left my mouth as casually as breathing, but the effect was immediate. Her skin flickered. A soft rose gold pulse rippled across her cheeks. She turned her face slightly away, but it was too late. She was glowing, blushing. You are incorrect, she said, though her voice had shifted half a tone softer. No, I'm not, I replied. You look incredible. Another pulse, stronger this time. The storm continued around us, but something had shifted in the space between us. For the first time since arriving on Aloria Prime, I wasn't just an observer. I was involved. 3. The distance that followed. The next day, Lyrian was different. Polite, professional, measured. She maintained more physical distance than usual during our tours. Her responses were concise. Her gaze lingered elsewhere. Had I crossed a line? I replayed the moment in my head repeatedly. On Earth, telling someone they look beautiful in the rain isn't a diplomatic incident. On Aloria Prime? I wasn't so sure. During our evening visit to the Resonance Archives, I finally asked, "Did I say something wrong yesterday?" She paused beside a crystalline data column. "You made an observation."
"Yeah."
It was personal. That was the problem? She looked at me then, really looked at me. Our species does not easily separate emotional implication from spoken language. "I wasn't implying anything," I said. She tilted her head again. "You are not." I hesitated, because that wasn't entirely true. I had meant it. Not strategically. Not politically. Just honestly. "I meant you looked beautiful," I admitted. Silence. The faintest shimmer passed over her skin again, quickly suppressed. "You speak without calculation," she said. "Is that bad?" "It is dangerous. For you. For both of us." 4. The truth about Alorians. 2 nights later, another storm gathered. This one stronger. The sky turned deep indigo, energy crackling between cloud layers. Lyrian summoned me to the upper terrace again. "You wish to understand," she said.
"About what?"
"About emotional implication." The first threads of rain descended. She stepped directly into it. The luminous strands wrapped around her like falling starlight. "Elorian bonding begins with resonance," she explained. 2 individuals whose emotional frequencies synchronize over time. Like compatibility? More precise. She walked closer. When resonance deepens, physiological responses intensify. Her skin shimmered faintly. "Blushing?" I said softly. "Yes." "And the rain? It amplifies neural conductivity." Which meant your emotions are harder to hide during storms. "Yes." Lightning illuminated her again. "And when you told me the rain suited me," she hesitated. My resonance destabilized. I swallowed. "In a bad way?"
"No."
That single word felt heavier than gravity. The storm intensified, rain cascading around us in glowing sheets. "Humans form attachment quickly," she said. "Elorians require certainty." "I'm not asking for certainty," I replied. "What are you asking for?" I stepped into the rain beside her. "I'm asking if you felt something too." Silence stretched between us. Then, a bright pulse of rose gold spread across her skin, stronger than before. Unmistakable. "Yes," she said. The complication. The problem wasn't emotion. It was politics. Interspecies liaisons were monitored carefully. Cultural contamination. Diplomatic risk. Psychological unpredictability. The Cultural Exchange Initiative had rules. Clear ones. No personal entanglements. The next morning, I received a summons from the Human Delegation Council.